Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Lighthouse Arena in downtown Washington, D.C., where tonight we have a game presentation of the Indianapolis Motorheads and Washington Nationals. This is game number 2 of this 7-game series, and in game number 1, it was the Jacob Vrana show. Jacob Vrana puts up 2 goals in game number 1 to propel the Washington Nationals to a 3-1 victory in game number 1. The third goal scored by none other than the captain, Alex Ovechkin. Surprise, surprise, Washington. Ovi got another one. For the Motorheads, Jacob Chychrun got one about halfway through the second period to at least get Indy on the board, but Washington kind of just took over that game. Indy didn't really stand a chance. Game number 2 is going to be interesting to see what happens. Indianapolis, I'm sure, is going to come out with more of a offensive flair. Only being able to put up 8 shots in game number 1, not quite good enough, and hoping that their defense can hold Washington at the blue line a little better, as it just seems like they were collapsing really easily, and Washington put up a whopping 17 shots in that game, that really gave them the advantage in game number 1. DNP, any added thoughts for this series before we head over to the bracket?
Well, I think so far so good for Washington. We'll just have to see what the response is from the Indianapolis Motorheads. Um, Obviously, there's no correlation between this and real life, but I know in real life one of the things they talk about a lot is bouncing back, and you oftentimes see the team that wins game 1 lose game 2 because of a major response from the team that lost the first one. We'll have to see if we see that here tonight, or if the Washington Nationals can open this series up to a 2-0 lead.
We will have to see whether Washington can take a 2-0 series lead. But speaking of series leads, let's flip over to the playoff bracket. So obviously, we mentioned game number 1 of this series went to the Washington Nationals in a 3-1 final. Washington kind of just ran over the Indy Motorheads. Didn't look like Indy ever really got into that game. So Washington up 1-0 in this series. The St. Louis Cyclones and Quebec City Bandits, it looked like the Cyclones may be able to take game number 1. They had a 3-0 lead about partway through the second. Quebec City got 1 in the second and then 3 goals in the third. One being in the final minute of play, notching their 4th goal and winning that game number 1. 4-3 was the final there. St. Louis really outplayed Quebec the whole time, which is kind of new territory for the Quebec City Bandits. Is pretty much all year long they were the dominant team. Flipping over to the other series in this conference, the Southwest Airline Conference, the Tampa Bay Ilves and Boston Riptide. The Riptide kind of ran over the Ilves 4-0. A shutout by Jeremy Swayman in a game where it really didn't look like the Ilves were in it whatsoever. The Riptide were able to just storm into their home arena and take game number 1 quick and easy. And in the second series in the PPG Paints Conference, it was the Lilnese Fencers taking game number 1 over the New Orleans Wildcats to take a 1-0 series lead. An interesting phenomenon where all 4 home teams took game number 1. Not entirely surprising. We'll see maybe in these next 2 days whether a road team can tie up one of their series. We won't waste any more of your time. Let's get to some hockey here, folks. Game number 2 about to get underway. Star-Spangled Banner has been played, and Washington is ready for hockey. In the cage for the Washington Nationals, Vitek Vanacek making his second start of the series. And on the opposite side of the ice, it's Elvis Merzlikins also going 2 for 2 on starts. In the draw, Evgeny Kuznetsov and Dylan Cousins. We are underway from Washington. A chance immediately for Indianapolis that just went wide. And Washington's bringing it back down the other way. Indianapolis stops them in neutral ice. Here's a chance for Tanev off the post. Rebound still in the crease of Vanacek. Can they get it cleared? Another chance, still trying to poke it home. They clear it. Down the other way comes Washington. What an unbelievable chance to start this game. That one had gone off the post. Vanacek, I don't know if you ever saw it. He got screened. It did beat him, but it never crossed the goal line. Here's Sergei Fedorov now in the corner with Dmitry Orlov off the side of the net trying to get it cleared, and they do. Get it 200 feet down the ice. Here's a chance of bouncing puck off the side of the net. Almost slid into the slot. Another chance, slot pass. No one was there to fire it on net. Here's Sergei Fedorov now with it, trying to find it. Anthony Duclair, and does in neutral ice. Duclair trying to get it dumped into the offensive zone. Fails. Here's a chance that way for Bowen Byron. Gets turned away by a Nationals player. Carlson fires it all the way down just wide. Now all the way behind the net of Vitek Vanacek to the blue line now. John Carlson fires it down now into the slot. Here's a chance. Rasmus Anderson's going to be the first player there for the Motorheads. He's going to fire it down to Jonathan Toews. Now it gets fired back the other way. Maybe a little bit of lag there. There's a chance at the near wall. Maybe for Indy. Gets it cleared. Who's going to win this race? It's going to be John Carlson looking for a defensive zone exit. Can't get it. Drake Batherson's there to try to help him out. Now it's Carlson once again fires it off his own goalie and through the slot. Coach may not be happy about that one. There's a point pass now from Indianapolis. No one was there to hold the line. Maybe a chance for Dmitry Orlov at the faceoff dot, trying to get a shot, but a couple good defensive sticks there by the Indy Motorheads. And Michael Bunting got it to neutral ice. Here's Anthony Mantha now trying to play into the offensive zone, but he plays into the defensive zone. Now at the far or near hash marks behind the net, Vanacek's down. Look out! Fired down the other way. Takes a couple funny hops off the boards. Merzlikins is also down. He looks to potentially be stuck. Near corner now. Here's Rasmus Anderson. He's now stuck. Oh, he's back. He's good. Nicholas Backstrom tried to hold the line and failed as it gets bumped out to center. To the far wall, fired all the way around, just wide of Merzlikins' net. Takes a friendly Motorheads bounce. Wasn't not the nicest bounce if you're a Washington player there. To the near wall once again. It's Jesper Bratt looking for a defensive zone exit and gets it. Bratt brings it back into his zone. Now he fires it out. Here's a chance. Jared McCann couldn't corral that pass. That looked eerily similar to a play that the Boston Riptide made the other night, but the puck did not enter the back of the net. Here's a chance for Chikrin once again, looking for a second of the series. Bratt now has it fired on net, but it was wide. All the way back down to the other side of the ice. Here's Rasmus Anderson. Kuznetsov's now the first one to it as the puck had slid past the pack. Lord Stanley now with it. Far side, Dougie Hamilton, he gets it cleared, but a little too good as it comes back the other way. Look out, off the boards. Here's a chance in the slot, just wide. No one from Indy could poke it home. Maybe a good defensive stick there by the Nats. They're able to get it out, fired down, just wide of Merzlikins' net now. Shots, 4-0 Indianapolis here as we're close in on the 6-minute remaining mark of the first stanza. Now to the corner and out of play. 5:58 here remaining in the first period. Like I mentioned, a 4-0 shot advantage for the Indy Motorheads. Score remains at Goose Eggs. To the near corner now. Here's a chance. Baby scores! What a goal! Michael Bunting's going to get credit for this one. Maybe put into their own net by Nicholas Backstrom. It is no longer Goose Eggs. Indy is on the board first, 1-0.
This is, as you mentioned, it's an own goal for the Washington Nationals. And taking a look back at the replay, it's just the face-off. They win the draw. They get it into the zone, and it bounces back towards the net, and the Washington defender trying to get the puck away from his net. Don't know if he quite was looking where he was going, but he ends up putting it right between the pipes on his own goal. And that's not how you want to start this one.
Well, in the scoring summary, it will read Michael Bunting unassisted at 14:28 of the first period. Indianapolis is on the board first. Now behind the net of Washington. To the blue line, another shot on. They score! What a shot! Jonathan Taves in Indy has taken a 2-0 lead.
And that's how you make a response after losing game one. You come out here early and get 2 straight unanswered goals. And so far, it seems like everything is going according to plan for the Indianapolis Motorheads.
I'd mentioned they may want to be a little bit more aggressive offensively in this game, and I think they've just about totaled the same amount of shots in this game as they did in the entirety of game number 1. Now played back into their own end. Well, I say that, they've already got more goals than they had in game number 1. Here's Sam Bennett, a nice heap at the blue line. He's able to get it dumped in. Now it's Justin Schultz. Puck comes back the other way. Here's a chance. Oh, it gets stopped. No, it doesn't. Off the post. Kemper might have got a piece of it. This game remains 2-0. Kemper had to be sharp there. At the blue line once again, Jesper Bratt tried to hold it in but failed. Here's Sam Bennett pushing the other way. Now Indy with a good defensive stick brings it back. Now what a shot! Scores! Frederic Gauthier! Oh my goodness! Did anyone see that? Gauthier scores and it's 3-0.
Wow! This is the exact opposite of how game 1 played out. Game 1, the Washington Nationals opened up a 3-goal lead, and now they find themselves down by 3. But, oh, by the way, we've seen one team on home ice come back from down by 3.
I cannot believe what I just saw. Frederic Gauthier just flung himself at that puck, knowing he wasn't going to be able to get there just by skating. He deflects it right towards the net and scores the goal of a lifetime. That might be the goal of the year, and it puts the Indy Motorheads up by 3. But DMP, you are exactly right. We have seen a 3-0 lead blown before at the end of 1. 3-0 Indianapolis.
Well, if you're the Motorheads, that's exactly how you drew up that period. Get shots on net, find a way past the Washington goaltender, and get off to an early lead, take the home crowd out of it. Washington's going to have to find a way to get something going, get their crowd back into it for period number 2.
First time, oh, here's the they score! Unbelievable, it's Nicholas Backstrom. What a goal! Right off the face-off. Washington is back in the game. It's 3-1.
Well, I'm sure the coach is asking for somebody to find a way to get back the crowd back into it, and that's exactly how you do it. You find a way past the goaltender, and just like that, the crowd's amped up again. Washington might just get back into this one yet. First shot on the first goal of game 2.
I was about to say it's the first time in a while that the home team had not gotten a shot in the first period. And as soon as they get a shot, it beats Merzlikins. Here's another chance maybe for Washington as they bring it down the other way. Not quite as much puck luck on that one. Scoring summary will read Nicholas Backstrom unassisted, and the crowd has finally gotten into this one. 1 shot, 1 goal for the Washington Nationals. And the nation's capital is in there. Here's another chance. That one just kicks off the side of the post. 7 seconds into the second period, and Washington finally has their goal. Puck's coming down the other way. Not going to quite have enough steam to get a bounce off the boards. Here's a shot just wide. Puck comes back down the other way. That's a friendly bounce for Indy. Here's another chance with a slot, but cleared. What a beautiful chance by Indy. Now maybe a chance for Duclair. The puck doesn't take that great of a bounce for Washington. And now it's a turnover. Adam Pelech the other way. Partial break. Niederreiter gets bumped. Here's a chance. Wide. Niederreiter looked like he was going for what Gauthier did for the third Indianapolis goal, but just couldn't quite get the angle on it. That's a friendly bounce into the slot, but no one was quite far enough forward. Fired back down the other way. Jesper Bratt, Andre Burakovsky now battling in the near corner. Fired all the way back down. Another decent bounce for Washington, but once again, no one was quite far enough ahead to be able to get that one. Chris Tanev now battling at center ice for Indianapolis, and he actually wins that puck battle, although the puck comes all the way back down into his own end. Now to the far boards, cleared all the way down 200 feet. Andre Burakovsky is going to be there to meet it. 13:50 remaining here in the middle stands, though. Indianapolis continues to lead this one 3-1 at a shot total of 8-1. At neutral ice, that one's blocked. Maybe had a chance to hit the net. Here's Sergei Fedorov now. He tried to fire it off the boards on that. Through the slot, no one was there. Here's Ovechkin. He had a good start. Another shot just wide. He had a good start to his playoffs. He had the first Washington goal in the last game. I believe it was actually assisted by Nicholas Backstrom. So the key Washington players are showing up, but they're just not quite showing up enough in this one. They did in game number 1. Can Jacob Vrana continue that hot streak that he was on? That one's off the side of the net, rebound by Orlov, but it goes behind the net. Couldn't quite steer it on. Now the middle ice shot down, just wide. Back to the near face-off dot. Back to center ice. Across the blue line. Here's a chance for the Nats. Shot wide. Fired all the way down just wide of Kemper's net. Here's Jamie Benn. Now fires it back down into his own end. Had a little bit of help from behind, though. Jamie Benn once again tried to meet the Washington players. Didn't get the best of it, but Washington brings it back down into their own end. To the far wall. Sam Bennett now battling. He fires it down with a little bit of help from an Indianapolis tech. One-timer by Bennett. An absolute howitzer that got blocked. Didn't quite reach the cage. Here's another chance. Lawson Krause now behind the net. Here's Jamie Benn. Jamie Benn's looking for a clear. Now he gets it with a little bit of help. Takes a friendly Indianapolis bounce. Jake Bean's going to be the first one to that puck. Far corner. Looking for a point pass, but no one was there to corral. Fired all the way down by Washington. Just wide rebound. It's on the post. Slavin's there. It's against the post, but it goes wide. They couldn't poke it home. The fire down to the far corner in the Washington defensive zone. Puck remains there. There's Lawson Krause with the rest of the pack. Washington got the better of it, but they fired it a little too hard as it comes back down to their own defensive end. Looks like Jonathan Taves is going to be the first one there. No, it was Krause. And a nice defensive stick there by Lawson. Now behind the net of Elvis Merzlikins. John Carlson fires it off the side of the cage. That was a sneaky shot by Carlson that just couldn't find a way by. Here's maybe a chance for Indianapolis. This one sliding, just wide. Jake Bean now behind the net. Gets bumped. Burakovsky has it with Orlov and Carlson. Fedorov's coming in for help, but it looks like they're just hampering one another. Slavin, there goes that puck got cleared. Off the far corner now, Taves, a good defensive stick there. Good awareness to knock that out of harm's way for the time being. Taves again, he's with a little bit of help, gets that one to the blue line, blocked by Bean, though. Bean fires it back around the other way, and it does clear to the defensive zone. Here's Anthony Duclair. At the far hash marks now, Brandon Tanev as Duclair goes for a line change. Little help from Vrana. They're trying to get it out of their defensive end. They can't. Pressure's on. Nice back check there by Indy, but no one was home to knock that home. Looks like Lord Stanley and John Taves has a little scuffle shot and rebound scored. What a goal. Brandon Tanev. Washington has cut the lead to 1.
Washington has 2 goals on 2 shots. He just manages to sneak it in behind the goaltender. And that's all it takes. They say that a 2-goal lead is the worst lead in hockey because you give up 1 and they're right back in it. And Washington might be mounting a comeback here. There's 57 seconds left to go in the second period, but they've got a full 20 minutes after that.
They had a mountain to climb, and now that mountain is rarely even fired down right off the draw. That was maybe a chance for Indy. maybe extend their lead back to 2. But the Nats, you're right, DNP, are right back in this thing. And it's not the first time we've seen the home team come back from a 3-goal disadvantage. That is going to end this middle stanza. Save percentage of 0 for Elvis Merzlikins and the Indianapolis Motorheads. But even after that, the Motorheads still lead by 1 after 2. It is 3-2 Indianapolis. Third period is now beginning. It's Frederick Gauthier and Drake Batherson in the draw. I've seen a lot of beauties so far in this game. Some nice, really, really nice goals by some of these guys. That one's fired up and out of play. Washington has 19 minutes and 35 seconds to get another shot on goal. And I say that because everything that's hit the net so far has crossed the goal line. Uh-oh, am I lagging? What's going on here?
Big leg spike here.
Huge leg spike. Sergei Fedorov has it. Oh, there's another chance. Fedorov now has it. Kemper makes the save, rebound, and it's stopped. A huge leg spike right there. I don't know what just happened there. 18 minutes to go here in the third. Here's maybe a chance for Fedorov, side of the net. He fires it back down the other way. It just missed wide. To the blue line and out. Blue line to blue line again. Now in behind the net of, now it's Linus Ullmark coming in for Elvis Merzlikins, who had not made a save up to this point. Here's Quentin Byfield now. The blue line with Drake Batherson. Sam Bennett's going to play behind his own net, try to get it out of harm's way. They fire it back down. Here's maybe a chance where Washington takes a friendly bounce, but the pack wasn't quite far enough ahead to do anything with that opportunity. The center ice, here's Drake Batherson going to fire it back down behind his own goalie. Questionable tactic, but it seemed to work for the time being as he gets it out. Here's maybe a chance up, puck slow. Jacob Slavin's going to be the first one there. He's going to play it to the near boards and out. Shots on goal, 10-2 in favor of the Indianapolis Motorheads. But those 2 shots Washington has taken have crossed the goal line. Score remains 3-2 Indy, though. Pavel Zacha had it behind the net, plays it up to Bowen Byram, but he gets it stripped off of him. Here's a shot down the ice just wide. Maybe a rebound. Vrana, battle shot wide. A golden opportunity as that one is played up and out of play. A golden opportunity for Washington to knot this game up, and they just couldn't do it. Here's another shot off the draw, and it goes wide through the boards and out of play. Washington's creeping eerily close to knotting this game back up. Kuznetsov fires it down off the boards just wide. Just missed Ullmark's cage off the boards. Looked like it might have deflected off Ullmark, but it did not. There was an opportunity there. Just 12 minutes to play. That is plenty of time for Washington to try to tie this up or for Indianapolis to extend the lead. Here's another chance in the slot. Pelech just missed it. He overskated it. Couldn't throw it on the cage to potentially give his team a 2-goal advantage. To neutral ice to the far corner there. Lawson Krause tried to play it in front. It's still there, but held by the Motorheads. Chikrin down the ice to the near corner. Played around the net, looking for a little bit of help. Did not get it, and Washington's able to clear. That's a friendly bounce in the slot. It was sliding very, very slow. Could have been an opportunity there. But no Nat was there to throw it on the net. Nino Niederreiter's trying to get it clear. He doesn't. Off the side of the net. That might have just saved Indy. To the blue line. Here's Lord Stanley. Fire rate out. Scores. He scores. Nino Niederreiter's going to get credit. Indy has regained a 2-goal lead. Has that put it out of reach?
And the Indianapolis Motorheads stopped the bleeding. But there's still 8 minutes and 39 seconds left to go. As I think it's actually a Washington Nationals stick that throws this on goal. Or maybe between the games showing that the Motorhead who is behind the Nats player who put it on his own goal did not get credit, so I think it was a national stick that puts this puck behind the back of the net.
Nonetheless, in the score sheet, it goes down as Niederreiter assisted by Jacob Slavin. Here's another chance. That one's going to bounce just wide at the 11:21 mark of the third period. Fired down by Washington. Just missed the net. Sam Bennett tried to go get that clearing opportunity. Here's another chance, maybe at the far corner. Did not take a deflection that Washington was hoping for. Jared McCann's looking to get it out to center. He does. He's able to kind of get it towards the net. Does not take a very friendly Indianapolis bounce, and the puck's just kind of going to die behind the net. Bowen Byram now has it. That puck gets cleared out to center. Now down to the far corner. In behind the net of Elvis Merzlikins. Coming back the other way is the Indy Motorheads. This one could be on net, folks. Dylan Cousins with a chance, and he shoots it the wrong way. I believe he may have got stick checked there by a Nat stick to hold any offensive pressure away from the net. Evgeny Kuznetsov looking for a clear, maybe with a little bit of help from Artem Zub. Nope, Kuznetsov's going to try to do it himself. He does for the time being. Byram's pressuring him from behind. Indy cannot hold it in. Fired back into their own zone off the side of the net. Can Niederreiter get it cleared into the slot? Just missed any stick. Did not deflect. 2 minutes to go and the net is empty for Washington. Here's a shot on net. Just what a save by Merzlikins. It's the first Indy save of the night, and he didn't even see it. It just kind of bounced off him.
His stick's stuck at the top of the net.
It is stuck in the top of the net. That looked like a golden opportunity for Washington to try to get this game back within one, and that one is out of play. 1:12 remaining. Can the Nats get anything going? Kuznetsov, Gauthier, won by Kuznetsov just wide. The face-off was won by Kuznetsov, but Indy's going to get it down the other way with just 40 seconds to go. Can they fire it on net for the empty net goal? Just 20 seconds to go at the far boards. 10 seconds, and this one is going to be over, folks. The Indianapolis Motorheads are going to head back to Indianapolis, Indiana, with a tie series. What a game that was, full of quite a few beautiful goals, in my opinion. But this series is no slouch, folks. The Indianapolis Motorheads have tied this baby back up at 1. And what a heck of a series we have heading back to Indy.
This game played out almost the exact opposite of how Game 1 played out. And like I said in the open, oftentimes teams that lose Game 1 have a big response in Game 2. And that's exactly what happened here for the Indy Motorheads. Well, that's, I think, all I got from this one.
That is all I got for this one, folks. Stick around on the channel. We got one more game coming to you tonight, and it is the St. Louis Cyclones trying to hopefully for them steal one back from the Quebec City Bandits, as they had one robbed from them in game number 1. Indy almost had a similar situation of what happened to the Cyclones, except they didn't get a fourth goal, and they allowed 2 more from the home squad. That will do it for this one, folks. Keep an eye on the channel. One more game, like I said, coming tonight. But for this one, the Indianapolis Motorheads take it 4-2 in a pretty decisive game. Heading back to Indianapolis, Indiana for game number 3 and 2 short nights. From DMP, I have been Builder. We thank you for watching. Quite the exciting game. We hope you'll stick around for the next game on the NSHL Network. Thanks for watching, everybody.